Welcome back to Put You On. My name is Michael. I'm here with my dad.
Hey everyone, it's Mike.
And today we are listening to the newest Taylor Swift album, which we are late to in terms of Taylor fandom world.
That's okay. We like to let all the hype.
Yeah, we save the best for reaction for last.
Go watch the other reactions and then come see us.
So this is a double album, which I think you know already.
Pretty awesome.
The second one was a surprise. So she put out the first one, and then hours later, she put out the second one. So shortly after people listened to the first one, she put out the second one.
And this was like at 2 a.m. or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it was like really late. But it was like people that stayed up got to see the second one come out, which I think is pretty cool.
Very.
But today, we were just listening to the regular quote-unquote album. We'll do the second one for a different video, just time-wise. It's super long. So the regular album is 16 tracks. It's called The Tortured Poets Department.
Every time I see it, I want to say the Dead Poet Society. There was a movie, right? I think Robin Williams was
Robin
in it.
Williams, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why that sticks in my head.
I mean, I'm sure it's not I doubt it's a coincidence with Taylor that it's a similar name. I'm sure there's some sort of connection to it.
Yeah.
I've avoided everything, as I always do with Taylor.
Me too.
Even the big single with Post Malone, which is the first track.
I haven't heard even one song.
Yeah, didn't listen to anything, haven't seen anything, no videos, nothing. The first track, as I said, is called Fortnight with Post Malone. I believe...
Wasn't there a big video game called
There
that?
is, yeah, still is. Spelt differently.
Oh, okay.
I believe the majority of this album was produced by Jack Antonoff, which is no surprise. We know that that's her longtime collaborator.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll just glance at the production before we start.
I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot to come and get me. I was a functioning alcoholic till nobody noticed my new aesthetic. All of this to say, I hope you're okay, but you're the reason. And for a fortnight there we were, forever running to you. Sometimes ask about the weather. Now you're in my backyard, turn into good neighbors. Your wife waters flowers. I wanna kill her.
I was expecting that line.
All my mornings are Mondays, stuck in an endless February.
Like Groundhog Day.
It's post.
Took the miracle move on drug, mailbox turned into good neighbors. My husband is cheating. I wanna kill him. I love you. It's ruining my life. It's ruining my life. I touched you for only a fortnight. I touched you. Calling you, but you won't pick up. Another fortnight lost in America. Moved to Florida by the car you want, but it won't start up till you touch, let it fall on you.
Nice.
Nice track, good opener.
Yeah.
Good opener. I like post with the
Yeah,
harmonies
very,
there.
very nice harmony in his voice.
It's giving the feel of that. Some of the tracks we've heard of her is like that sort of 80s retro. Like we've said before, how some of her sound like a little bit of like a throwback love story, like an 80s movie. Like I felt that a little bit with the synths. And
That's wild, and I felt the opposite.
Oh, really?
I feel listening to this, how I always mention I like to hear change and progression in an artist. Mm-hmm. This sounds super mature. Even talking about, having a husband and being neighbors now and, planning, being in the garden and
That was funny that when that first line comes in,
Yeah,
without expecting it,
yeah,
I want to kill her.
Yeah, just
Your wife waters the flowers.
very nicely
I want to kill
put.
her.
But yeah, sounds. Having watched her do the Eras tour, and you know how it was a real big mix of like her younger days and her current days. This feels, this song anyway feels very mature. I like that there wasn't. I like that it was mostly focused on the lyrics and the tune. So the tune gets me right away. The music is kind of steady, you know, with the beat and the rhythm. But yeah, nice opener.
A little bit of a build with the beat. Starts off with just the synths, and then the drums pick up a little bit.
I liked it.
Track 2 is the title track. It's called The Tortured Poets Department.
You left your typewriter at my apartment, straight from the tortured poets department. I think some things I never say, like who uses
I was just
typewriters anyway.
say that.
Going self-sabotage mode, throwing spikes down on the road. But I've seen this episode and still love the show. I laughed in your face and said, you're not Dylan Thomas, I'm not Patti Smith. This ain't the Chelsea Hotel, we're modern idiots. And who's gonna hold you like me? Nobody. No fucking body.
No fucking body.
But I've read this one where you come undone. I chose this cyclone with you. And who's gonna hold you like me? Who's gonna hold you? And who's gonna know you like me? And I had said that to Jack about you, so I felt seen. Everyone we know understands why it's meant to be. 'Cause we're crazy. So tell me, who else is gonna know me? At dinner you take my ring off my middle finger and put it on the one. People put wedding rings on, and that's the closest I've come to my heart exploding. Who else decodes?
Okay. Who is Dylan Thomas and Patty's actors, I'm guessing?
Well, hold on before we get there. What do you think about the song?
I liked it,
Yeah, okay.
but I'm still feeling what I felt the first track even more now,
Wow.
which is
okay.
that 80s style. I don't know if it's the type of synths that Jack's using, which so far the first 2 tracks are very key synth heavy.
I'm not even. It's funny how your ear works. Your ears work. I'm not even picking up on the synths at all. I hear like just this melody of, you know, dun 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 dun, like a very simple melody with a very complex poem. This is I mean,
Yeah.
you don't need the music for this. She wrote this, like, I mean, the imagery just jumps out at me.
It's that classic Taylor
Yeah.
day in the life with a person
Of anybody,
doing
yeah.
something,
Yeah.
talking to them.
Well, Dylan Thomas and Patti Smith were a couple. He wrote the lyrics and she sang the songs. Pretty much, the Chelsea Hotel is a hotel in the village,
Right, I
Greenwich
know
Village,
that,
New York.
yeah.
And a lot of artists would go there, hang out, get stoned. Dylan Thomas at the time was dying when he got together with Patti Smith. And just recently, I think that within the last couple of years, somebody at the Chelsea Hotel actually like took pictures of them like sitting out on the fire escape and made like a book of photos of them like during the time they were there.
Wow.
And you could see the progression of how he was physically changing. Like, you know, they were obviously getting high a lot, but you could see him physically getting thinner and weaker. But they spent a lot of time there putting out a lot of music. Yeah, I like it. I like the, you know, when you come undone, I chose this cyclone with you. Now, this part was interesting.
Oh, this, yeah. Sometimes I wonder if you're going to screw this up with me. But you told Lucy you kill yourself if I ever leave. I don't know who any of these names are again.
And Jack, maybe that's Jack Antonoff.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
You know?
And I had said that to Jack about you. I don't know. See, that's one of the ones where...
Right.
And, you know, a lot of the times, like, it's hard for us too because sometimes the names are characters, but sometimes she is directly...
Yeah.
So sometimes we say, oh, maybe she's making up a story, but sometimes it's like, no, someone's going to say, like, no, Lucy blank is...
Yeah, I mean, there's not too many people named... I mean, it's not a very popular name, Lucy, anymore.
Listen, this one's called My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. Track 3. Didn't she have a title of something like this is why we can't have nice things.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Sort of a similar right? Wasn't that one of her songs?
If not, it was in one of the songs.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go again. The voices in his head called the rain to end our days of wild.
And
The sickest
lower
morning
range.
fall.
Yeah.
On all of them. So
Nothing's
Far.
crescendoed at all yet.
Rivulets descend my plastic smile.
Rivulets.
But you should have seen.
You know that word? Rivulets descend my plastics. Rivulets.
I think it's like some sort of a
Rivulet is a small stream.
I'm queen of sand castles he destroys. Oh, cause they did you right. Puzzle pieces in the dead of night. Should've known it was a matter of time. My boy only breaks his favorite toys.
The production feels very behind her, except for in the chorus.
Only breaks his favorite toys.
Yeah, her voice is very
direct and strong.
Front and center.
Yeah.
I'm queen of sand castles he destroys.
I remember on Midnights we said the opposite a lot. We were saying her voice seemed very background.
No, this is
distant.
This is a great progression for me.
Once I fix me, he's gonna miss me. Just say when I play again, he was my best friend. Down at the sandlot, I felt more when we played pretend than with all the cans, 'cause he took me out of my box.
Wow. Now we
Good.
got some oomph now.
Meat on the bone.
Yeah.
That's, This is all great writing.
Yeah, very, very.
A lot less focus on the music. You know,
less
hitting
chorus
high
heavy.
notes and
Yeah.
trying to catch a beat here. This
Yeah.
is she's telling stories again.
The choruses are subtle, but the verses are
Yeah.
very, very forefront. And now a little bit more of a backing track and some stronger vocals coming through here.
And that old expression, right? You only, I equated it to how they say, like, you know, you only hurt the one you love.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, my boy only breaks
His favorite toy.
Yeah.
Being
me.
her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very clever.
Yeah.
Clever sound writing.
And talking about Ken and Barbie, you know, took me out of the box.
And the Sandlot.
Yeah.
All those little ties back to like childhood and childlike references, but speaking
Right.
on a adult
Yeah.
situation of
Yeah.
getting hurt.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, very clever. So track, what are we on now? 3 or 4? Let's see. Go back. 4. Track 4 is called Down Bad, which is a phrase that the kids say these days.
Is it? What does it mean?
It's just like, you know, if someone got dumped or something, you'd be like, damn, he's down bad.
Oh.
You know?
He's feeling it.
Or like if he's like, or it could also be like a desperation, like, oh, like if he's struggling to get a girl.
He's got it bad.
Like he's really trying to get a girl, but he's striking out. He's down bad. Like he's like, you know, like.
All right. I'm learning a lot on this album. Okay.
So yeah, this is track 4.
Lingo and vocabulary.
And dictionary words. It's an interesting sound. Huh?
Did you really beat me up in a class?
Come on, the 80s references? No?
Well,
I can't be
Beam
that
Me
far
Up.
off.
That's
Beam Me Up,
all.
Scotty?
That's all. 60s.
Oh, that's
Even.
earlier.
Star
That's
Trek.
Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I can't be that far off with the older feeling to some of them. Like older references with the typewriter.
Yeah. That
know
was
what I mean?
that was a surprise.
Like she's going.
I'm glad she said who has a typewriter in it, because I was going to say that's a weird line to throw in a song.
Yeah.
For a moment I knew cosmic love. Now I'm down bad crying at the gym. Everything comes out, teenage petulance. Fuck it if I can't have him. I might just die, it would make no difference. Down bad, waking up in blood. Staring at the sky, come back and pick me up. Fuck it if I can't have us. I might just not get up, I might stay down bad. They'll say I'm nuts if I talk about the existence of you. For a moment I was heaven struck. Now I'm down bad, crying at the gym. Everything comes out, teenage petulance. Fuck it if
So
I can't have
this is going to hit,
Oh, man.
for a lot.
I have so much to say on this one.
Down bad, waking up in blood.
I feel like so much of what we were just talking about is
Come back and pick me up.
relevant.
Fuck it if I can't have us. I might just not get up. I might
yeah, like what you're
stay
saying,
down bad.
there's gonna be some teenagers that, or even people in my
anybody.
age range. Yeah,
Down bad, waving at the ship.
Can you stop it?
yeah.
She's right. Close Encounters, and Cosmic Love. I mean, the music is a little spacey.
And she had the beam me up.
Beam Me Up
At the beginning, Star
and
Trek.
waving at the ship.
Yeah.
This is all. God, there's
Also-
more. I see now. There's
No.
more.
I have more I want to say about the structure, but I'll say I don't want to.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while. so.
Okay.
But I missed the
Yeah. Close Encounters.
close encounters.
Encounters closer and closer.
But again, so okay.
She's
now we start
something,
getting
man.
into the
yeah.
little knickknacks.
Indecent
that she
exposure.
does.
That's it's wild.
Also,
what she
that
does.
line of leaving me here naked because you took my clothes. Another great line, because like when you break
yeah,
up, and, like,
right.
You had
You put it in a box.
you
or
had my
something.
sweatshirts and t-shirts.
Right,
and
right.
Now,
What'd you do with that?
but
shit?
saying that left her naked.
right.
Okay, there's a lot I want to say.
Okay.
But that was a good catch.
And
yeah, listen to the-
Yeah.
All your indecent exposures.
That's pretty
How
cool.
dare you say that it's? I'll build you a fort on some planet where they can all understand it. How dare you think it's romantic? Down by waving at the ship.
Wow.
Fuck it if I can't have him.
Waving at the ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's having just watched
Wow.
Resident Alien.
Wow.
With Mom. Where the alien takes over human form, and is forming connections with people. I mean, she says you took me up. Right up in the beginning, she says you
The
took
cool
me
part
away.
is that it's so subtle at the beginning. Like
Yeah.
the when that chorus comes back, it makes so much more sense after you make the
Yeah.
connection of
Did you
But the
beam
first time
me
you
up in
heard
a
it-
cloud of dust, cloud of sparkling dust, just to do experiments on me?
Oh my god! So the whole thing is
And
like
tell
that.
me I'm the chosen one?
So you could read this whole thing.
You show me that the world is bigger than us, then sent me back down to Earth where I came from.
Yeah,
For
it's
a
like
moment,
literally
I
like-
had my cosmic love.
Wow.
Now I'm at the gym.
Wow, that's pretty wild.
Pretty wild. I mean,
No,
you
that
know.
is wild. Also, you showed me the Earth was bigger than us.
Yeah.
Like literally, like they were looking down. From space and-
yeah.
Sonically, sounds great, and
And
So much to-
deeper to pick apart.
yeah, all that double meaning. I love that. That was great.
I feel very hip now that I know what down bad is.
And she pretty much
the way
used
she used it was
exactly
pretty
as
cool.
I.
Yeah. Now I'm down bad crying at the gym.
Great track. Track 5 is called "So Long, London." Jesus, got me choked up.
On traps.
Yeah.
I saw in my mind fairy lights through the mist. I kept calm and carried the weight of the rift. Pulled him in tighter each time he was drifting away. My spine split from carrying us up the hill. Wet through my clothes, weary bones caught the chill. So long, London, you'll find someone. I didn't opt in to be your odd man out. I founded the club she's heard great things about. I left all I knew, you left me at the house by the heath. Two graves, one gun. I'll find someone. And you say I abandoned the ship, but I was going down with it. My white knuckle dying grip, holding tight to your quiet resentment. And my friend said it isn't right to be scared every day of a love affair. You swore that you loved me, but where were the clues? I died on the altar waiting for the proof. You sacrificed us to the gods of your bluest days. And I'm just getting color back into my face. I'm just mad as hell 'cause I loved this place for so long. London, you'll find someone.
Great track. I mean, great track.
Yeah.
Production and
Both.
songwriting
Yeah.
and
Stellar.
vocal performance.
Absolutely. I agree.
Top tier.
Yeah.
I was equally as
I mean, word for word, line for line, piano
the little
hits at the right time.
little tiny guitar notes when the chorus comes in.
Yeah.
That was just beautiful track.
Gorgeous, gorgeous lyrics. The play of For So Long
For
London.
So Long.
And, you know,
And so long.
yeah, so long.
Goodbye.
How much sad did you think I had in me? That's great. She's continuing to engage you mentally, not just, you know,
Sonically.
shake it off, shake it off.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But this
It's
stuff,
nice to have a little more
just-
substance.
it's very timely.
Track 6 is called But Daddy, I Love Him.
But Daddy, I love him.
I forget how the West was won. I forget if this was ever fun. I just learned these people only raise you to cage you. To hire a horse for a simple girl to rise above it tested too much. Lord knows the words we never heard, just screeching tires of true love. And I'm running with my dress unbuttoned, screaming, but daddy, I love him. I'm having his baby. No, I'm not, but you should see your faces. God save the most
Vipers, Justin.
judgmental creeps who say they want what's best for me, sanctimoniously performing soliloquies I'll never see, thinking it can change the beat of my heart when he touches me and counteract the chemistry and undo the destiny. You ain't gotta pray for me. It's you. Should see your faces. But oh my God, you should see your faces.
I love that. I love that.
Really? I didn't like that one.
Oh, I loved
I
it.
didn't like that
I
one that much.
loved it.
I didn't know if we were going to be on the same page there or not.
I loved it. Are you kidding? This
Okay, you
was
go
like-
first before I
well,
stink on it.
For me, it reminded me, it definitely has a country feel to it.
Yeah.
100%. Mm-hmm. And for me, what it evoked was when I was younger and I liked rock and roll, but Oma, every morning she would have country music on this little radio that sat on top of the refrigerator, and she would play it in the morning whenever I was sat at the table. Mm-hmm. And I remember listening to songs by, Dolly Parton, Charlie Pride, Johnny Cash, and listening to these stories, like not admitting that I liked it, but just totally engulfed in the story.
Yeah.
And that's what this did. Just this feeling of maybe like an Amish town or something, very, very straight-laced and, Presbyterian, and, the daughter's just wild and crazy and wants to go with the wild boy. It was just a great story.
Yeah.
Very country feel. So for me, I guess I just have a soft spot for that.
Okay.
And that's really why.
Yeah, I did enjoy the production a little more. Definitely more driven, this one. The other four are very subtle,
Yeah.
production-wise, with her vocals being very
Yeah.
forward. This one was more of a blend of upbeat production. And
Yeah.
I think for me, the one thing is I think it just went on a little too long for me. Like I would have liked it maybe a minute or two shorter. I think it's a little more.
I was surprised
hook-heavy.
that she went to the last
The hook came back.
the last story part of it
4
again.
times.
Yeah.
And also, it's just something I found odd. Not even that I hate it. She did it the one time with the typewriter line. It's starting to feel like she's like breaking the fourth wall in her songwriting. Like, Daddy, I love him. I'm having his baby. No, I'm not, but you should see your faces. Like, is she talking to someone in the track or she's talking to the audience? Because to me, it feels like a fourth wall break. Like, even with the typewriter thing, like, oh, who would write about? She says something about a typewriter and then says, oh, why would I put something about a typewriter in there? Like, it feels to me fourth wall breaking. Like, she's saying to the audience, like, oh, you should see your faces when I said I'm going to have his baby. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I
It's just odd
I
to
found
me.
it like as her family.
Okay.
I interpreted it as, they're all watching her, storm out and, oh, and by the way, I'm having his baby. But no, I'm not. But guess what? If I was, you should see your face.
Okay, I see it like that. Like,
Yeah.
like she's trying to very desperately express
She's expressing
how deeply
to the
she
listener
feels for them. The guy.
how much I hate this town. And,
Okay.
even down at the city hall, my parents and all the townsfolk are telling me stay away from her.
Okay.
The wine moms, all giving me these fake smiles. And, I
makes sense.
really, the word choices, sanctimoniously
this part, I
performing
was like, come on.
soliloquies I'll never see. I mean,
She's flexing there.
yeah, that's awesome. You know,
Sanctimoniously performing soliloquies.
counteract the chemistry, undo the destiny.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I didn't love it. I didn't love it. I don't even know why I didn't love it.
I guess
I don't know.
I guess I was just caught up in the
story.
memory of how it brought me back
Yeah.
to listening
Yeah,
to
I get that.
music that I would not normally listen to, but appreciating how it was being
Presented.
delivered so that I had this image of something I knew nothing about. I could never imagine myself, these Sarahs and Hannahs,
Yeah.
waving fans and, oh my,
We got Fresh Out the Slammer. Just a what? It's like
my cousin Leon.
who would title a song that? I mean, again, it's unique. I can't say it's not unique. That's for sure.
Get my friend Tommy here a drink. He's fresh out the slammer.
Running back home to you. Fresh out the
But still very
measured.
First call
Yeah.
will be too. Fresh out the slammer. Another summer taking cover, burning thunder. He don't understand me, but it's gonna be alright. I did my time. Now, pretty baby, I'm running back home to you.
That's nice.
Fresh out the slammer, I know who my first call will be too.
Orange is the new black.
Fresh out the slammer, camera flashes, welcome bashes, get the matches, toss the ashes off the ledge. My friends tried but I wouldn't hear it. Watch me daily disappearing for just one glimpse of his smile. All those nights he kept me going, swirled you into all of my poems. And no matter what I've done, it wouldn't matter anyway. Ain't no way I'm gonna screw up now that I know what's at stake here. At the park where we used to sit on children's swings, wearing imaginary rings.
What did you think of that one?
I like that one.
Really?
Did you
Okay.
not like that one?
I
We're gonna keep flip flopping now.
Yeah, I didn't not like it, but I'm keeping it in. I'm appreciating it for keeping in the theme of the album.
Yeah. So I think that's why I enjoyed it more than the last one. After
And it was
our conversation,
was
I feel
not
like
dragged out.
I got back to okay. Like I think the last track I was too much thinking, like Taylor saying this, like when I said she's talking to the audience, like. Then I was like, okay, you kind of talked me back into like, let me just hear this as whatever story she's telling and just kind of let it
Yeah,
do its thing.
I mean, we're no longer, unraveling who this is directed to. It doesn't feel that way at all.
Yeah, even if it is, which it might be, but
again, I just really like that this is where she's going. It's a departure for sure into really another phase, I think, of her career.
Yeah, for sure.
It might take some warming up. I'm going to bet that this one is going to be 50-50 on a lot of Taylor Swift
from what I've seen,
radars.
yeah, that's what I mean, even us, so a little bit now we're starting to
Yeah, the
flip-flop.
It's rare that my age gap is appreciating it and yours may
It's
not.
usually we're on either the same good page or the same bad page. Track 8 is called Florida, and it's featuring Florence and the Machine.
Oh, wow.
I've been curious to hear this one since I've seen the track list because Florence and the Machine is not an artist that does features very often. The last
if anything,
album I could remember her being on was the last Kendrick Lamar album.
You can beat the heat if you beat the charges too. They said I was a cheat, I guess it must be true. And And my friends all smell like weed or little babies. And the city reeks of driving myself crazy. Little did you know your home's really only a town you're just a guest in. So you work your life away just to pay for a timeshare down in Destin, Florida. Is one hell of a drug, Florida. Can I use you? All my girls got their lace and their crimes, and your cheating husband disappeared. Well, no one asks any questions here. So I did my best to lay to rest all of the bodies that have ever been on my body, and in my mind they sink into the swamp. Is that a bad thing to say in a song?
We're doing it again.
Little did you know you're hungry.
I keep catching it. Is that a bad thing to say in a song? They're like there's these little breaks of like stepping outside of the song that's being written,
Like just throwing it out
right?
there.
Like this is not, it's happened multiple times now. I feel like
Yeah.
Fuck me out, Florida. I need to forget, so take me to Florida. I got some regrets, I'll bury them in Florida. Tell me I'm despicable, say it's unforgivable. What a crash, what a rush. Fuck me out, Florida. It's one hell of a drug. It's one hell of a drug. Love loves me like this, and I don't want to exist, so take me to Florida. Did you know your home's really only a town you're just a guest in? Florida is one hell of a drug. Florida, gone for love.
that is an interesting track.
Very.
I mean, very interesting.
Yeah.
Theme wise and sonically,
Yeah.
very different.
I don't normally like songs that do that with a city or a state or something like that. They tend to be like, I know U2's done some with New York. I can think of plenty where I just felt like it was trying too hard. On the other hand, it reminded me that Florida's not always Disney World. Like, you know, I've
about
been
the hurricanes
yeah,
and
I mean,
swamps.
yeah, and I've been down there a few times, like Miami, and you know, with the family when I was younger. Not always the best
No,
memories.
it's a wacky.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the Miccosukee Indian Village. I saw some crazy
my
alligator
God.
wrestling shit.
I mean, there's video games based. The Grand Theft Auto games. One of the main things that's based off is Vice City, which is basically a parody of
Miami.
and it's like all the crazy shit that goes on there. with it.
Yeah, maybe except for a couple. She's cursed on every one.
A lot of them.
There's a lot more.
Definitely more than ever. Like, look at all the E's. E.
Oh, what is he?
Like the explicit label.
Oh.
A lot.
Because I remember, like, I think the first time I heard her curse, it was
I know,
like,
both of us.
it was like, ooh, Taylor.
And it wasn't
uses-
that long ago, I don't think. Like Midnights, I think, a couple times she
Yeah, where I
swears.
heard it and I was like, oh, she does that?
But this is definitely way more
yeah,
frequent flowing. Strange track.
I know.
Anyways, track 9 is Guilty as Sin.
Drowning in the blue Nile, he sent me downtown lights. I hadn't heard it in a while, my boredom's bone deep. This cage was once just fine. Am I allowed to cry? I dream of cracking locks, throwing my life to the wolves or the ocean rocks, crashing into him tonight. I keep recalling things we never did. Musty top lip kiss, how I long for our tryst without ever touching his skin. How can I be guilty as sin?
Tris.
I keep these longings
You know that word? It's another one I'm clocking.
Affair.
Oh, okay.
in guilty as sin. What if I roll the stone away?
Roll the stone away.
They're gonna crucify me anyway.
Oh, okay. I thought that was gonna go a different reference.
It's
Jesus, not Mick Jagger.
If long-suffering propriety is what they want from me, they don't know how you've haunted me so stunningly. I hadn't heard it in a while. Am I allowed to cry?
Yeah, I think there was way too much wordplay for that hook.
Yeah, and a relatively more simple story being said there, and chorus.
Right.
That felt like the most chorus heavy track
Right.
for sure at all of them, like the repetition and
Chorus heavy, but then the verses they weren't. Yeah, it was a slog to hang in there with it.
Yeah.
If you didn't have the words up, I don't know what I would have.
I know. It's
I don't know what I would have pulled
kind
out
of
of
a
that.
zone out.
Yeah, and I'm
Track.
really wondering now, how this is gonna hold.
Track 10 is called "Who's Afraid of Little Old Me." Some of the titles are pretty funny, I gotta say.
I know.
This sounds like a title that would be on the Reputation when we did, like that badass one.
Is poised for the attack, but my bare hands paved their paths. You don't get to tell me about sad. If you wanted me dead, you should have just said. Nothing makes me feel more alive. So I leap from the gallows and I levitate down your street. Crash the party like a record scratch as I scream. Who's afraid of little old me? You don't get to tell me you feel bad. Is it a wonder I broke? Let's hear one more joke. Then say they didn't do it to hurt me. But what if they did? I wanna snarl and show you just how disturbed this has made me. You wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised me. So all you kids can sneak into my house with all the cobwebs. I'm always drunk on my own tears. Isn't that what they all said? That I'll sue you if you step on my lawn. Who's afraid of little old me? Who's afraid of little old me?
I don't know what.
What was that?
I don't know what that was. I don't
What
know.
was that? What the fuck was that?
That I mean, I'm still gonna go with. This is very heavy on the poetry, right? But
Yeah.
trying to find music to go with it, it just feels like
That
you
song sound messy.
yeah, just like putting music to a poem that
It didn't sound cohesive. The like random synths jumping in and the
and then trying to express the emotion of
screaming
being
part.
angry and I'm to be,
what? Okay.
feared.
I hate to do this, but listen,
Yeah.
we're just being honest here, okay? I'm gonna try to be as tame as I can. But this one part, at first I was like, this isn't grabbing me as nearly as much as any other ones. But then this whole part just was painful to listen to. This. I want to snarl and show you how disturbed this has made me. You wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised me. You kids can sneak into my house with the cobwebs. I was always drunk on my own tears. Isn't that what they said? I'll sue you if you step on my lawn. I'm fearsome and I'm wretched and I'm wrong. I put narcotics into all my songs, and that's why you're still singing along. I mean, what the fuck?
I don't know.
I'm assuming she's trying to say like, oh, that's what people paint me out to be. Is this right? Isn't that what they said? But it's just
yeah,
it's
too
cringy.
much.
It's cringy.
Yeah, even if it is innuendo, why? I mean,
and saying like, I don't know. Not only just I think it was kind of weak, just writing wise, but the music was just
it was just like
nothing was.
It was just like
clicking.
putting music to the back of her just rambling. Sorry.
Track 11 is called "I Can Fix Him." Parentheses. No, really, I can. So a lot of this really to me is feeling like fourth wall stuff, like really like talking to.
Yeah, I mean, look at
the camera.
Look at some of the others. I can do it with a broken heart. The smallest man who ever lived. These are like
some
not
of them.
Your typical.
The titles are very interesting. I would say, for sure.
Yeah,
but you know what? Again, we're going track by track.
Give it time.
I'm not counting it out.
No, not yet.
There's so many great tracks on here. So yeah, this is track 11. Let's see. I would really hope that this is a big bounce back, because if this one is the same level as that, I'm gonna start to, you know what I mean?
I do.
She's due for a
spanking.
Yeah, good.
Or a spanking if it's bad.
The smoke cloud billows out his mouth like a freight train through a small town.
These are
better already.
Right. I mean, not just
the jokes that he told
it's
across
all
the bar were revolting.
The metaphor,
and
all
similes.
poetry.
They shake their heads saying, God help her, when I tell him he's my man. But your good Lord doesn't need to lift a finger. I can fix him, no, really I can. And only I can. Good Lord didn't need to lift a finger. I can fix him, no, really I can. No, really I can. Whoa, maybe I can't.
Still repetitive, but better than the last track, that's for sure.
Yeah, not much.
But again, it didn't.
No,
it wouldn't have taken much to be better than the last track. But at least that one sounded a little more cohesive and wasn't 6 minutes.
But it was pretty plain, no? I mean,
Still pretty plain, yeah.
just think about what you just heard.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying coming off of this track,
Yeah.
I'm saying the improvement to me, I don't think it's one of the best tracks, but at least it sounded a little more cohesive and was 2.5 minutes rather 5.5 minutes.
Right.
Track 12 is called LOML, which I believe is Love of My Life. So the kids say.
Not the Freddie Mercury one. That's a great one.
Love of my life.
Yeah.
Who's gonna stop us from waltzing back into rekindled flames? If we know the steps anyway, we embroidered the memories of the time I was away. Stitching, we were just kids, babe. If you know it in one glimpse, it's legendary. You and I go from one kiss to getting married, still alive, killing time at the cemetery, never quite buried in your suit and tie, in the nick of time, when your impressionist paintings of heaven turned out to be fakes. Well, you took me to hell too, and all at once the ink bleeds. A con man sells a fool a get love quote. quick scheme. Never mind our field of dreams, engulfed in fire. Your arsons match your somber eyes, and I'll still see it until I die. You're the loss of my life.
Come on, Taylor.
Nice song.
We're back.
Nice song.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful track.
All the sentiments, all the imagery, very simple piano tune in the back just accompanying her.
Some nice strings too.
Very good.
Beautiful. And then ending it with
Yeah, instead of love.
Loss of My Life instead of Love.
Yeah.
Track 13 is I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
I can read your mind. She's having the time of her life. There in her glittering prime, the lights refract sequin stars off her silhouette every night. I can show you lies. I'm a real tough kid, I can handle my shit. They said, babe, you gotta fake it till you make it, and I did. Lights, camera, bitch, smile, even when you wanna die. Cause I can do it with a broken heart.
That's clever.
I'm so depressed, I act like it's my birthday every day. I'm so obsessed with him, but he avoids me like the plague. I keep finding his things in drawers, crucial evidence I didn't imagine the whole thing. I'm sure I can pass this test. Cause I'm a real tough kid, I can handle my shit. They said, baby, gotta fake it till you make it, and I did. You know you're good. I'm good.
The most poppy sounding one.
Yeah.
The most
Interesting lyrics
the
there.
most tempo, the most up tempo one.
Yeah. And her
Yeah.
saying, you know,
Yeah.
even though she goes through all this shit and writes about it and everyone says about it, but no matter what, she's still touring every day and doing shows and
Yeah. Yeah.
dancing on stage. And
Yeah.
it was a clever concept for a song, even having before the hook the little 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4,
Something was going on in the background. Like,
well, it's like the stage managers or the
or like
even
a
the artist-
photo shoot.
even the artists wear like in-ears when they're on stage that have the counts and the metronome. So it's her hitting all her marks as she's going through all this shit, and smiling and dancing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a clever concept for
Yeah.
a song. Track 14 is The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived.
Was any of it true? Gazing at me starry-eyed in your Jehovah's Witness suit. Who the fuck was that guy? You tried to buy some pills from a friend of friends of mine.
A lot of religious
They
references.
just ghosted
Holy Ghost,
you,
she
roll
had
away
that
the
whole
stone.
religious verse.
then sank in stoned oblivion. 'Cause once your queen had come, you treat her like an also ran. You didn't measure up in any measure of a man. And And I don't even want you back, I just want to know if rusting my sparkling summer was the goal. You crashed my party and your rental car. You said normal girls were boring, but you were gone by the morning. You kicked out the stage lights, but you're still performing. And in plain sight you hid, but you are what you did. And I'll forget you, but I'll never forgive the smallest man who ever lived.
We're missing some story there, huh? I'm so out of the loop on that. That feels very personal, and feels like I have no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so specific.
Yeah.
Like specific references to. So, Drake diss, you think?
No.
She came after Drake too.
Starting another beef.
I mean, but that's so direct.
Very direct.
I mean, it's again, people are gonna get mad, but it's you cannot take that song in at all if you don't know. You have to know the story of this. Which we don't.
Yeah.
Or who this is about. It's so specific.
Right.
Like things like you belong in prison for what you did, but you won't get time. Like
Yeah.
who and what?
Yeah.
Don't know. She sounds very pissed though.
Yeah.
Anyways, sucks to be that guy. Track 15 is called The Alchemy.
This happens once every few lifetimes. These chemicals hit me like white wine. What if I told you I'm back? The hospital was a drag. Worst sleep that I ever had. I circled you on a map. I haven't come around in so long, but I'm coming back so strong. So when I touch down, call the amateurs and cut them from the team. Ditch the clowns, get the crown, baby, I'm the one to be. Cause the sign on your heart said it's still reserved for me. Honestly, who are we to fight the alchemy? Shirts off and your friends lift you up over their heads.
This is Travis Kelce's song, I think.
Why do you think that? Oh, I was
I mean,
gonna say,
look
wait,
at
what?
he's talking about sports all the way. Where's the trophy, boy?
Oh wait, shit. I was not paying attention.
Touchdown.
There was no chance trying to be the greatest in the league. Where's the trophy? He just comes running over to me. Touchdown, call the amateurs and cut him from the team. Ditch the clowns, get the crown, baby, I'm the one to be. Who are we to fight the alchemy?
Travis got his little tune there. At least it's a good song. He's on the right side of it. Not like the
Yeah,
last
for
track.
now.
Dodged a bullet.
These chemicals hit me like white wine.
It's 100% about Travis. But the references weren't so jumping out to me because I wasn't thinking that.
Yeah.
Like it was a couple things, but then the whole second verse. I mean,
You come running
on the
to
field,
me.
sticky beer floors, all that. That's cute. That's cute. So we're on the final track here. It's called Clara Bow. Clara Bow.
Clara Bow.
Clara Bow. Is that a person?
I don't know.
We'll
Or
see.
Clara Bow.
Let's hear the track. Maybe there'll be some context. Okay, it's a person. It's gonna bother me. And I'm sure it'll be better to have a little
Yeah.
context. Let's look at the title of the song. American actress. Whoa. In the 20s, in the silent film era. Made her transition to the talkies in 1929.
Okay.
So she transitioned from silent
Silent
film.
to talk. Yeah, that wasn't easy back then. Oh.
Oh, hey, there's Taylor. Huh. Well, we'll see. At least
Yeah.
we know now. Okay. So old actress.
You look like Clara Bow in
as they said in the Little Rascals,
Did you know
remarkable.
you'd be picked like a rose? I'm not trying to exaggerate, but I think I might die if it happened. Die if it happened to me. The hair and lips crowd goes wild at her fingertips. Half moonshine, a full eclipse. I'm not trying to exaggerate, but I think I might die if I made it. Die if I made it. The glory.
It's definitely someone talking to
Yeah, like, you know,
Yeah.
you're the best, baby.
You're the best in the biz.
Yeah. We're gonna take you to the top.
Yeah.
Worshipping, promise to be dazzling. Don't come gently. You look like Taylor Swift in this light. We're loving it. You've got edge. She never did. The future's bright. Dazzling.
The endless cycle, right?
Yeah, like a promoter, you know. Yeah, from the 20s up to Stevie Nicks.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
The past, present, future.
Uh-huh.
Basically, I guess we'll explain, even though I'm sure it's pretty obvious, but so yeah, the promoters gassing up these people saying,
Yeah.
You're the biggest, the
or
best.
your agent. Your agent.
yeah, right.
You know.
You're the biggest, the best.
Yeah.
No one's like you. You're
We're
the
gonna
star.
we're gonna go to the top,
top of the
baby.
top.
Yeah.
And then she's saying, there's eventually, when Taylor Swift moves on,
yeah.
someone else is going to come to say, you're just like
Yeah,
Taylor. But
yeah.
you know what? You're
You've got
but
something
even
she
better.
never had.
You
Yeah.
even have a better
Yeah.
edge. So as much as people can say in the industry, you're the best of the best of the best, it's all about
It's
the
all
product.
till the girlish glow goes
Yeah,
away.
it's
That's
about the
right.
product.
That's right.
When she is 50,
Get the next shiny.
they are going to
thing.
start
That's right.
looking to someone else.
Sure.
Fuck it, even 40, I would say. Once you start to hit that. And I'm not
Well-
saying that has anything to do with her at all.
Well, that's
just saying
I would say that's
promotion-wise
more
and-
like in movies and modeling and stuff like that. You know.
But there's always going to be a new
Sure.
up and coming
Sure.
breakout
Oh yeah.
that they're going to say, push and promote, and boom,
Of course.
you're the best.
Yep. Forget about her. You're the next big thing.
Which I don't know what the message is there. I mean, I guess that's the message, but I'm guessing
She's
from
heard
a
it all.
personal standpoint, yeah, she's heard it all. and
Sure.
she probably had to learn to find her own
Yeah.
validation, which we knew from
Only
the
when your
documentary. Right?
Girlish
Like,
glow flickers do they let you know that it's hell on earth to be heavenly.
we know from that documentary how she struggled with
Yeah.
getting all the validation.
Sure.
I mean, she gets more validation than probably
That's
pretty
the
much
break,
anyone in
kiddo.
the world. So it's like she probably had to learn to give herself the
Right.
own confidence.
I don't
Like,
need an
'cause
agent to tell me.
anyone in the business is gonna
Of course.
say she's amazing, the
Of
best,
course.
beautiful,
Yeah.
oh, so talented, you know. And I'm
the
sure she
nice
appreciates
thing
it,
is
but-
that it doesn't seem like she feeds or lives
that.
for that. You
right.
know?
But we saw even in that documentary, like early on, that was something that she struggled with, like
Oh,
when she was
sure.
first getting famous.
Yeah,
But
what's-
again, she was what, like how old?
Ridiculously.
So
young.
I mean, that's an insane time to go through
Yeah, to
those compliments and
Yeah.
ego and
and not only that, but to have survived it the way she did, you know,
yeah.
I feel like maybe the younger crowd is going to have a tough time identifying with a lot of this. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm interested, honestly.
Yeah, like I don't know how many of that young fan base is going to appreciate the different stuff here.
But again, I will still commend her on, like, her last album being Midnights. This is a very just different,
Yeah.
which we always commend her for every time.
Well,
we do
yeah,
it.
it's
always
a risk.
change,
Sure.
in sound.
Sure. But some of them were just
Some of them just felt very flat on a first
yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
and where especially not just the way it sounded, but the songwriting seems so strong in those first
Yeah, it
half
felt
tracks.
more like we were just following
And then
the
it kinda
words and I didn't
took a turn.
right.
with not all of them. The second half, again,
Right.
Love of My Life, I thought was fantastic.
Yep.
The Broken Heart one, I thought was clever.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like front heavy to me.
Yeah.
Like front heavy, super enjoyable. Then
The middle part of it
started
was,
to
was
blow
rough.
us
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
If you're new here, consider subscribing. We've done not all of Taylor's albums, but a lot now at this point. They're all up on YouTube. And then if you want to watch the full ones, which there's a lot of content over on Patreon, hours and hours and hours. Not only have we done probably 7 of her albums at this point,
The movies.
but we did the Eras tour in full, watched the whole thing uncut, and Miss Americana.
Yeah.
So all that's over on Patreon. If you want to join that, it's a couple dollars. If you're watching this on Patreon, thank you for your support. And again, YouTube or Patreon, let us know. I really have purposely avoided conversation at all with anyone about the album just because I wanted to keep it unbiased. So, we gave our thoughts. I'm curious to see the diehards. And I know you guys are diehards, so take it easy.
And even
We're
even
just
if you're
being
a
honest.
diehard, but you're on the younger side, like early, younger than
Right. Like in your
20.
teens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did this strike you?
Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah. Just as curious
Take it
to
easy
hear
on us.
your comments as you were to watch us review it. So
Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week with a new album and a new video.